all their eyes on the Champions League final against Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So for the purists, I mean, what a game we're going to look forward to there.
Understandable.
Which is, yeah, exactly understandable. And coming out of the games against Stoke, West Brom and Chelsea, coming out of them with no injuries. You know, Ronaldo played in the Clasico last night. He took a knock to his ankle.
He did, yeah.
So he's struggling. So Liverpool now have got to get through the Brighton game.
Bet you Ronaldo's all right.
Probably.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine.
Listen, Champions League final, you have an injection, you do what you can.
Get that cotton wool around
Liverpool are in the driving seat because they've got a better goal difference than Chelsea.
Yeah.
So they know if they beat Brighton, they're still in the top 4.
Yeah.
I hope he's got a future at Chelsea.
What, Giroud? Yeah, I think it probably has. There we go, then. So it's tighter than we thought it probably would be, because Tottenham have hit a bit of a wall. We're going to see them losing at the Hawthorns in a second. And Liverpool 2 points from 3. It just opens the door a little bit if Liverpool were to stumble at home to Brighton, which is.
I mean,
which they won't.
We didn't think Huddersfield were going to draw Man City, so
Liverpool have to be very careful because can you imagine the season that Jurgen Klopp and his players have had if they didn't beat Brighton and missed out the top 4 and then they lost against Real Madrid in the final?
Absolutely, yeah.
And all of a sudden you go, you wouldn't because it's still a good season, but trophy-wise, at the end of it, you'd go, how on earth has that happened to Liverpool? So I can't see Jurgen Klopp taking any liberties with Brighton.
No, he's got to go for it against Brighton.
He'll win it.
Nail the game.
They'll win the game. They'll win the game.
Just like they had to this time last year. The last year they had to win the game to get in the top.
I think Liverpool have got that. Out of all the teams in the Premier League, if I could choose one team in a one-off game, it would be Liverpool, and I think they'll win the game and they'll get the points.
Yeah, absolutely. OK, time for a break, and then it's all down at the bottom. There's one gone over the weekend. Stoke City relegated after 10 seasons in the top division, but West Brom, remarkably, and Southampton as well, still fighting for their lives.
Yeah.
Jack Buckland.
I tell you who's played
definitely.
well, Bauer.
Yes, he has played well,
He's
Bauer.
the
Fullback.
well. Yeah, been playing out on the left-hand side, but fullback, there's probably Ndiaye as well. People like Bojan are still on the books as well, who are out on loan. And I think Mbolo's still on loan as well. So probably a massive clear-out needed.
The massive clear-out because I think a lot of them they're on decent money, a lot of them. So, yeah, that's not going to be able to...
Shawcross is on parity. So he's on 100 a week.
Really?
He's on 100 a week with Shaqiri. So going into the
Jack
Championship...
Buckland had a bit of a go at quite a lot of the players and the recruitment.
Good, because how can you not, Mark? When you've gone down, there's no excuses anymore.
It's too late, you know.
As a player, you've got, and I've been there. I don't know if you've been there, Dion, if you've been relegated. You've got to hold your hands up and go, we ain't good enough. That's why we've got out of the Premier League. You can't dress it up and you can't go, we're unlucky. You know, I still joke about going down on 42 points. It's devastating this for players. I've been there.
I mean, Jack Buckland is properly devastated.
Yeah,
like I've been at Birmingham the last day of the season when we went down, and you cry like a baby because you put the hard work in, you put your pre-season in, you go away from home, you spend a lot of time with your family. I get all that. You get paid handsomely. I get all that, but you can't take the emotion.
Are you embarrassed?
Yes. Yes.
I don't think early on, Dion. I don't think embarrassment's coming into your mind right there, right now, the second that the whistle's gone. I just think you're truly devastated, and then the emotions kick in.
And one of the things, I've never been relegated, but I've been in situations where I've been embarrassed in games many, many times. The thing that hits you hard is Butland there. I'm watching Butland and I'm thinking to myself, well, that's genuine.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That's genuine. But as a genuine player like Butland, he knows that there's some players in the dressing room that are not quite as genuine as him.
Not as fussed.
Not as fussed, and they're thinking to themselves, not thinking about getting a move, but it doesn't hurt as much, doesn't mean as much. So for me, that tells me that you haven't been doing all you can for long enough.
No, sure.
And I think Butland has been.
I'll give you one example. When we went down to Birmingham or West Ham, we got on the coach and everyone's in tears and you've got nothing to say because you're just truly devastated. The embarrassment, everything starts kicking in. And no names, but I saw in England, or I heard it, in England International at the time, straight on the phone, on the coach when it's raw, speaking to his agent, asking for a move. Literally within an hour.
After that game,
After the game at Birmingham, on the coach. And I had to get him, and I went, not now.
Did you really?
Not now. You've got plenty of time in the summer to do that. Not now in front of the boys.
No.
And he was young England, young, naive player at the time.
Yeah. And I think I'm pretty certain I know you're talking about, and they wouldn't do it today.
Oh, I'd like to think not.
No, with a bit of experience. You could put that down in a way to the naivety
I'd like
of youth.
to think the Shakiris and all the boys there that have gone down with Stoke, I'd like to think they'll have a little bit more nous.
Yes.
And a little bit more...
A bit more dignity.
A bit more respect for the club.
Exactly.
A bit more dignity.
And, of course, then it gets to a point where the season finishes and then you've got to analyse where you are. If you're Stoke City, you might not be able to go into the Championship with Ryan Shawcross and Shaqiri on 100 a week. That's natural. You get the parachute payments. But then you've got to start analysing who the manager's going to be. If it's Paul Lambert, he's got the heads up on which players he wants to take into the Championship with him, because still then there's some very good players left at Stoke, and which ones you can't afford to keep.
Yeah.
Of all the teams that have gone down recently, I worry for Stoke coming back up. I really worry for Stoke coming back up because of the quality of player they're going to be losing and what kind of player will they be able to attract.
Well, we've seen the example this season, haven't we? Sunderland have gone... Sunderland have been finished bottom.
Yeah, and Stoke and Sunderland are similar-sized clubs with fan bases and all that kind of stuff.
Definitely.
Would you go again with Crouchy and Glenn Johnson at their age in the Championship?
I'd definitely go with Crouchy.
OK.
Because he will get you goals regardless. He'll get you goals. He'll get you 10, 15 games.
I'm thinking 3 games a week.
If you give him Saturday, he's fine.
Yeah.
Leave him out in the week, or vice versa. Crouch will get you goals. He'll get you at least 10, 15 goals, Crouchy.
Yeah.
I think you've got to get legs. You need legs in the Championship.
Yeah, 46 games, you know, twice a week.
Difficult.
Brutal, isn't it?
And then some.
Yeah.
You know, you go in the cup competitions, you're looking
as
at
well.
60 games. I've been there.
So, yeah, difficult league. Sad for Stoke. Difficult league to get out of, and I'm not sure they've got enough, or they will have enough to get out of it.
Well, Stoke City relegated, but West Brom simply refused to go for now. They're still fighting after a dramatic win over Tottenham at the Hawthorn.
If he keeps them up...
I don't even think that.
If he keeps them up, that's just... He's been outstanding, I tell you.
My manager of the year season is Roy Hodgson for the job that he's done.
OK.
If he keeps them up, having 6 or 7 games in charge,
He's got to
does he get it?
He's got to get it.
He's got to get the job for a start.
Have you seen the coolest reaction
No.
to a goal this
I have
season?
seen it.
Have you seen it?
It was too cool.
I've never
Here
seen
it
a
is.
better one than this.
What's this? No, what's...
Oh, no,
this is
sorry,
the
I've
one.
seen it, yeah. So
Look at that.
I thought you were asking, has there been a cooler one than this?
That's it.
Yeah.
Looks like he's about to start 100 metres at the Olympic final.
I thought you were asking, have you seen a
There's
cooler
the
one?
crowd. Does not bat an eyelid. No, I tell you what he does, because I watched this very carefully. Did you notice what he did when he stood up? Go on. First thing he does is points to his temple. Think about it.
Concentrate.
We've got a minute to go. Look, here we go. Minute to go.
That's
I love that. He's
Now,
so in control, isn't he?
Stay on it. The respect that he's got from the players is
Unbeaten, by the way.
visible.
Unbeaten.
Well, here's their record. Look at that.
Look at that. Look at
11
teams.
points.
Look at the teams he's taken points from. Tottenham, Liverpool, Man United.
Only Chelsea have won more points in that period.
Yes.
Look at that. It's absolutely...
I hope he gets the job.
He's just
Surely he's going to
instilled...
get the job.
If there is a result, i.e. if somebody wins tomorrow night in the Swansea-Southampton game, they are relegated. But I think you could say there's a reasonable chance that will be a draw.
Anything. Anything.
Could be a draw.
Toss of the coin.
And if it is a draw, it goes to the last day when they go to Palace.
Do you watch that if you're Darren Moore? Do you watch that game and go through the stress
He probably won't.
of watching a game that you can't affect?
He probably won't.
No.
I don't think he'll watch it.
you do you?
No.
He'll go for a run or go dancing or something, won't he? Or... Whatever, I don't know. What does he
dance?
do? You know him, don't you? You know him, don't you?
Listen, we've had many a dancing competition, me and Darren. Don't you worry about that at parties.
What's his style? Is
He's
he
not bad. He's
ballroom or...?
No, he's sort of old school, sort of break dancing in body.
he?
Yeah, he's got a bit of upper body.
he got a bit-
Yeah, he's not bad.
Got the arms for it.
Snaky hips.
Listen, because he's the size he is,
Yeah.
he's got the physical fear factor. He speaks well to the
Yes.
players. They respect him. They know what he would do if he was in that situation, and they are following his lead to the letter.
Yeah.
I would not... I've been marked by him many times. And when I mean mark, I don't mean he's marked me, I mean he's marked me.
Exactly.
He's marked me many, many times. Good man, good friend.
And you know, sometimes you say as a centre forward that when you're playing against a centre half, what you want to do is back into them so you can roll off them.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
good luck trying to get round him. Yeah.
There's no way
You'd have to go
past
around the
him.
world, wouldn't you?
No way past him. Nah, he's a really nice bloke.
Well, it's listen, even if they go down, the chances are they are still going to go down.
Yeah.
It's remarkable that we've got this far to the last week.
But
I mean, if the
with
board,
Don.
if the board could go back in time and they go, why didn't we
did we
appoint
do
him a month earlier?
I know. Well, that's the fans will be thinking that, won't they? Why didn't we?
What a job, though.
No, I think you're right, Don. I think they have to keep him.
Yeah.
They have to, up or down, they have to keep him.
Well, interestingly, West Brom won that game at 3 o'clock. But if Southampton then won at Everton in the late kick-off on Saturday, then despite all that, West Brom would have been relegated. So let's have a look at the action from Goodison.
That was it. We were up. We were Premier League, and then seconds later,
It got them out the bottom 3. So, I mean, I go back to this game at Swansea tomorrow.
It's like a loss. It's like a loss, though. That was like a losing
That feel
game.
like in the same way the Huddersfield felt like a win. That felt like a loss.
Losing a game, that is terrible.
And psychologically now, listen, it might do Southampton a favour because it might force their hand knowing they've got to win the game. But you're thinking if they got 3 against Everton, they probably could afford to try and take a point midweek. Now
And
it's
City
like,
last day of the season,
which you probably
at home.
You're probably getting nothing out of. Listen, it's a game of football. I'm sure if you asked Mark Hughes now, on a Monday morning, would you want to go into that City game knowing if you win, you stay up? He might just say, yeah, and forget about the game midweek. I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking.
I'll take the points, please. I'll take the points, please, that we should have had.
No, absolutely, yeah.
No. I don't know. He's now got they're in an awful mess now, aren't they? They're favourites to go.
Southampton. With the players
well,
now...
because they're away... because they're away at Swansea and they're
exactly.
playing City, yeah.
But the players now, they were that close to doing what the manager asked them to do, and they've gone, oh, gosh. So now they've got to get themselves up again. That's so difficult when you're that close.
Yeah.
You didn't get what you deserved. The manager's got to now build you back up again, and have you got it mentally to go again?
Yeah.
To go again, you know?
We'll have a look at the table and the fixtures to come in this last week after we looked at 3 more games with a worrying defeat for Swansea at Bournemouth. You know, I'm
down to that man right there, Chris Hughton.
So Stoke have gone. You can see why I say that if Southampton or Swansea win the game tomorrow night, that takes them to 36.
Yes.
So West Brom would be relegated if one of the teams wins at the Liberty. If it's a draw, then we go all the way, gentlemen. And it brings Huddersfield back into it, of course, if it's a draw. If it's a draw, it brings Huddersfield back into it.
I mean, my man maths is shocking at the best of times. Yes. I have no idea what's going on, and I don't know where. And listen, even West Brom, even if they go to Crystal Palace away on the last day of the season, that's a big ask.
So, you know,
very big ask.
See the teams, let's say that Huddersfield get dragged in. Let's say they get dragged in. So you got Huddersfield, Southampton, Swansea and West Brom.
Yeah.
Footballing teams, Don. Who are the 2 out of 2? Pick 2 out of the 4.
Well, if Southampton go, that would be the biggest story for me.
Yeah, I agree.
In my opinion, you know, we've seen Stoke and West Brom and Swansea go before. Huddersfield, a brilliant achievement if they stay up. David Wagner's done a great job. But how Southampton...
How are they in this position?
See the number they're on, 17. That should be 7th. The squad and the managers they've had over the last 3 or 4 years.
But is this their comeuppance for getting rid of all their brilliant players that they've had over the past?
Probably. Well, Southampton.
Yes. Is it their comeuppance? Have they done it too many times?
Coupled with, you have to be honest, with Pellegrino in particular, the wrong choice of manager.
Yeah, manager's choice is not.
We've had the Claude Puel debate.
Too defensive, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Every week it was setting up for a draw.
You both been in this situation. You went down, record points. Yeah. You didn't go down. What's this week like? I mean, can you think of nothing else?
What, if you've gone or have you got a chance?
No, if you're on the edge. If you're Southampton or Swansea or Huddersfield, what's this week like? Is it purgatory?
It was funny because I was in here on Wednesday with Andy Townsend and Nigel Winterburn, and our classic game that we were doing on the day was Arsenal against Everton, and Tony Adams scored. And it always felt as though, to me, in my memory, it was always the last day of the season. It wasn't. It was the week before. We had to then play your mob, Coventry, the week later to stay up, which you don't seem to remember scoring. Right? We drew 1-1 and stayed up.
So many goals. We can't remember them all.
And we, Mark, stayed up on goal difference. Oof. So the week after getting battered...
you lost 4-0 at Arsenal.
Got battered, which was 4 going on 7.
Yeah.
Then you've got to endure all that stress and drama for another 5 or 6 days, and then all you want is the game to kick off. Because you can do nothing as a player.
So my question there is, can you think of... I mean, you're a professional footballer, as it is the majority. But we all do jobs, but we all have lives outside. Can you think of nothing else? Don't expect me to remember Granny's birthday or put the bins out or walk the dog. I can't do anything.
Don't even think about taking your mind off it by playing golf.
I can't do anything.
Nothing. No. You've got to go into training. You've got to go quite robotic. You've got to go in. You've got to do your work. You've got to have a face on like you mean business. Can't afford to be smiling and joking because fans will see it. What you're laughing at.
What's you laughing at?
Exactly. Yeah. And then all you want is those 6 days to have gone, and then what you want is kick off. Yeah. And the morning of the game is the worst ever because you get no sleep.
You get no sleep far too early. The whole week you're eating at the same time, drinking the same things. Everything that your fitness man's told you to do, you're doing. There's anything else I've got to do? Anything else I've got to do? That's it. There's nothing else in your mind apart from I've got to play well. I've got to play well. Have I done that right? Have my boots clean? It's crazy.
Do you know what Howard done to relax us hours before we played you? So normally players, when you play at home, you normally drive in yourself. He wanted to take all that out the window just in case anyone was late.
You went to the hotel, did you?
I went to a hotel over the water in New Brighton, and on the morning you always go for a walk. Yeah. Everyone normally meets at 10:30.
11 o'clock walk.
He walked us to a little cafe, and he made sure everyone had a tea and a scone. Right?
I want to play for him.
Exactly. That's why everyone loved it. And it was just like for 5 minutes of your lifetime, you never thought about the game.
Yeah, you were doing something else.
You just had do I have jam?
Yes.
Or do I have clotted cream? I don't know.
Which one is it first?
Exactly. And then it was like mind off, and then had that, went back, mind back on again.
See, that's is it jam or cream AM before 12 o'clock? If it was after 12 o'clock, would have been lager or bitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Lager or bitter.
But only if you've stayed up.
Only